This great house is one of the precious links which joins us to our famous past. I am proud to be born at Blenheim. Although I was present at my birth, I was too young to appreciate its great significance. Consequently, I have no clear recollection of it. However, this is the story other people like to tell. My uncle, the 8th Duke of Marlborough, was holding a ball on St. Andrew's Day in November 1874. My father and my heavily pregnant mother were staying at the palace. As the other guests arrived, their coats were taken and stored in a room off the Great Hall. But it was not to serve as a cloakroom for long. Whether the result of the dancing that night or a bumpy carriage ride a few days before, my mother suddenly went into labor, and with no time to find a more suitable location, the servants quickly cleared the cloakroom in readiness for the birth of her child. It seems, impatient as ever, I had decided to arrive early. I was so unexpected that a cradle and baby clothes had to be borrowed from the solicitor's wife in the village of Woodstock. By contrast, I had chosen the grandest of settings in which to enter the world, the palace built for my great ancestor, the 1st Duke of Marlborough. Through frequent visits as a child, I quickly grew to love Blenheim, and perhaps the drive and ambition behind the scale and magnificence of the building lent itself to me. For even though I failed to shine at school and frequently disappointed my father, I pushed on to the great things that lay ahead. Indeed, I believe that although we shape our buildings, afterwards our buildings shape us. Throughout my life, I was a prolific writer of letters, speeches, articles, and books. I spent much time in the 1930s at Blenheim, researching and writing one of my 16 or so books, a huge history of the life of the 1st Duke of Marlborough. At the same time, inspired by my illustrious ancestors' fight against tyranny in Europe, I produced many words setting out the dangers that Adolf Hitler, the new leader of Germany, posed to the world. And when the world was indeed plunged into war by Hitler, it was my famous speeches to the nation that strengthened our resolve and rallied allies to our cause. As one American president, John F. Kennedy, later said, I had mobilized the English language and sent it into battle. But for all these celebrated public words, there were many thousands more I wrote privately, many of them at Blenheim, to my family and loved ones. There were childhood letters to my parents. My dear Mama, I hope you are quite well. I thank you very, very much for the beautiful presents. Those soldiers and flags and castle, they are so nice. It was so kind of you and dear Papa. I send you my love and a great many kisses. Your loving Winston. What an adorable child. Later, there were love letters to my darling wife, Clemmy. The sun shines bright, and my heart throbs to see you again. There are no words to convey to you the feelings of love and joy. Judiciously placed kisses to my sweet and beloved Clemmy cat. Yes, all right, well, you get the idea. The point is, words are powerful tools, and writing is an adventure. After the Second World War, I was one of the most recognizable people on the planet, and much in demand as a speaker. Here I am at Blenheim at a political rally, but as I moved into old age, I considered myself not a politician, but a statesman. For what is the use of living if it be not to strive for noble causes and to make this muddled world a better place for those who will live in it after we are gone? I traveled the globe, imparting what I hoped were words of wisdom, wrote more books, received the Nobel Prize in Literature, was made an honorary citizen of the United States, indulged in my beloved hobby of painting. Oh, and also somehow found the time to become Prime Minister again. And through all that, Blenheim remained a constant point on my life's compass. As I once described it to my future wife Clementine, it has many glories: pools of water, gardens of roses, a noble lake shrouded by giant trees, tapestries, pictures, and monuments within. This great house is one of the precious links which joins us to our famous past. I am proud to be born at Blenheim.